Fantasy Blitz, it's your boy Elijah. Happy week 11. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat below. New camera angle, new whole thing. Why is there a new camera angle, you may be asking? Well, one of the cameras is not working, and then the other one is not here. So I'm down to one camera because we were very close to being a very podcast style of live stream. I get all the time, people are like, oh, hey, man, I saw your podcast. Like, I really do appreciate it. Like, that's awesome that you even get to check it out or anything like that. But it's not a podcast. It's a live stream. I get to engage with the viewers. You guys are the ones that make it better. All right, let's see, because, all right, I've got like 3 different things to navigate through here, and I have to like, yeah, this is getting frustrating, man. Sorry, y'all. It's every week. It's nothing new. It's just annoying, you know? It's just annoying. I just want to see the chat. All right, there we go. Pull that down. All right, that works. All right, chat. Here we go. Will said, Eli, hurry. I need to know my starts and sits. I'm here. Don't worry. Chili says, what up, y'all? What up, Chili? Chili said, Wayne and Coin Op, what's up? He said, we are ready, coach. Loud and clear. All right. David says, hey, Mr. Fantasy Blitz, and fans. I thought it said fam. I was thinking fam. All right, so here's the deal. Whenever I click over, like they set up the whole screen thing differently, so I got to go over here, and I just realized, like, the resolution is terrible. So, look, if I click on screens, you're about to be a little... Okay, I won't be doing that all the time, so you got to give me, like, some grace on how I can do it. I got to check my phone, too. All right, here we go. All right. Uno momento. What's up with the audio? When did it go? This is cool. Go Rebels. Terrible. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so I've discovered it's only when I'm off the screen. So we're going to have to do a little bit of y'all paying attention, all right? Gotcha now that it's full screen. Yeah, that's weird. Hold on, let me... I got to do this. I'm so sorry for all you out there. When I go to Southern... Oh, I see. No. Why won't it do the whole... Can y'all still hear me? Yeah, alright, well... I appreciate you, Coin. Alright, well, we're gonna have to make this like wow, this show is a mess. Okay, so teams on bye this week. We have Buccaneers, Cardinals, Giants, and Panthers. Let me just make this a little bit easier for myself. Alright, we have the Buccaneers, the Cardinals, and the Giants, and the Panthers. Alright. Golly, this is so disgusting. Y'all don't deserve this at all. This is unbelievable, man. Okay. Here we go. Good gosh. What in the world is going on? Okay, y'all might see me crash out. Okay, that's a little bit better. If I do this, will that work? Okay. All right, well, that is extremely unfortunate. If y'all can still hear me, let me know. So we'll just get started. For Washington and the Eagles tonight, this is our first Thursday night matchup, our first matchup of the week. We have the Commanders visiting the Eagles. Eagles are 4-point favorites, so we'll start with the home team. We're going to start with the home team this week, just for fun. All right. Hurts, Barkley, Brown, and Goddard. I'll say it again just because I can't get any of the stuff up there. But at the end, I'll hold it up there. This is on the fly. So when I'm done talking about this certain slide, I'll put it up there for like 5 seconds or so. But yeah. So Hurts, Barkley, Brown, and Goddard. Okay, just making sure I'm still in there. All right, here we go. I took my notes too. All right, so the Eagles, you got to contain Jaden Daniels and just let your defense work and help out your offense. This Washington team can score. All right, they've allowed or averaged 29 points per game. The Eagles are okay on defense. They're not terrible. They're not amazing, that's for sure, but 29 points per game, that will get to anybody. So make sure your defense works so that your offense doesn't have to work as much. But same thing for the Commanders. Be the scoring team you've been all season. You've put them averaging 29 points per game after kind of a rough start. So if you can get the ball in the end zone as much as you can, that should definitely win you the game, per usual, as you know. Wayne Heron said, you sound fine. All right, I appreciate that. And then Noah says, are you going to talk about it being make or break this weekend for UGA? No. This is a NFL stream. No. Why would I do that? Hayden said, I want to hear him. Noah being a hater saying, go Rebels. It's fine. This is cool. He is back. All right. We should be good. All right. Talking some smack in the chat. All right. Let's talk about Washington. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin are the guys that you want to put in. No Brian Robinson Jr. The Eagles are very good against the run. Even Bijan and Robinson had a tough time against the Eagles this year. And all the other little running backs going out. But even if he's not healthy and you can have Austin Eckler, I still wouldn't do it. I'm not there. All right. All right. Let's go over here, and I'll show you guys the slides. That is so frustrating, man. I can't give y'all like the slide. It's whatever. And talk about it too. All right, Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Green Bay Packers visiting the Chicago Bears. The Packers are 5-point favorites. This one I'll keep short and sweet because there truly is nobody that you really want to start on both sides. But I said you can include Josh Jacobs from the Green Bay Packers. It's not that I think Jordan Love and all of them other guys are terrible. I just think this is a terrible matchup for them. Chicago is one of the top 5 defense against passing, and the Packers don't really have the best of receivers. So I think it's going to be tough for Jordan Love to even get the ball out to where he wants to be. So they're definitely going to have to rely on the ground game to work out. Like, they have to have the ground game to work out. And how do you know if it's going to work out? By giving your running back touches. So you got to give them some touches. All right, let's go back over here. Yeah, I know, Jake. Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. That's why I'm doing this whole thing. All right, maybe I should just do that. And then for the Chicago side, you're going to start DeAndre Swift. Again, the Bears aren't looking great offensively. You just fired your OC. You're in the right direction, but this is your first game without an OC. So you have to be a little bit careful, you have to be cautious if you are any Bears owners out there, especially with DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Caleb Williams. I don't even know if people have Caleb Williams on their roster anymore, unless it's Dynasty, because if it was Dynasty, that makes sense. Wayne Harris says the pack needs to go down. Hey, all right, hey, watch it. All right, let me give you all those slides real quick, and then we'll move on. That is so annoying. I mean, that's grinding my gears. And the quick notes for the Packers and the Bears. The Packers need to be the better defensive team. Both of these teams are top 10 in yards allowed per game. I'm a little nervous that somehow Chicago is just going to be the team that does better defensively. But I have faith in the Packers. And then finally, just force Green Bay to force more turnovers. Green Bay averages 1.4 turnovers per game. That's a wasted possession right there. All right, we're moving on. Next slide, Jacksonville versus Detroit. Jacksonville, it's not looking good. Trevor Lawrence isn't going to play. It's going to be Mac Jones. And Brian Thomas Jr. is not even that healthy. He might not even play. So who's there? Tank Bigsby's banged up. Is it Travis Etienne? Oh, gosh, I hope not. Guy's been the biggest disappointment all year. So we'll start with the home team, Detroit. They are 14-point favorites. This game's at 1 o'clock, by the way. You're going to start Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. And for the Jags, you're going to start Evan Ingram. So, one guy for the Jags. But here's the thing. For my notes, the only thing I put for the Jags is pray. You're facing the number 1 team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, which is an insane sentence to say. What in the world would you you would have to do everything to beat them. I think the Lions, even if the Lions beat themselves, I still think they walk away with 10 points, 10-point victory. And for the Lions, just play your game. Play how you've been playing all year. It's really easy. But yeah, Evan Ingram, and on the Detroit side, Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, I have a much better way of doing this. Here we go. All right, there we go. Moving on. Well, let's check out the chat real quick. Noah said Bucks beat the Lions. Yeah, I don't care. Be sure to like the stream. That's right, Will. I appreciate that. That's right. Like that stream. I can't even like it on my own phone. It's saying comments are turned off, which is crazy because you guys are commenting. I don't get it. I really don't know what's going on. Why am I why can I not comment? That's crazy. All right, we're going to keep going. Let's go over here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, we're moving on. Sorry, folks. This stream is really weird. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Raiders visiting the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are 7.5-point favorites, rightfully so. The Raiders are terrible, and it looks like the Dolphins are getting back on track. So for the Dolphins, you're going to start Tua, Achane, and Hill. Hill is injured. I don't know exactly what's going on, but he's questionable. He seems to really thug it out for all of these games that he seems questionable in. He really wants to play football, so I think he should be fine. If he doesn't start, Jalen Waddle's a great start. I'm not there yet for Jalen Waddle. I don't know why. I'm not all there yet. But if Hill doesn't start, then definitely start Jalen Waddle. And then for the Las Vegas side, you got Brock Bowers, and that's it. Still, nobody you want to start. I can't stand them. For the Raiders, your key to the game is stop turning the ball over. Stop. You average the most turnovers per game. It's 2.1. Now, honestly, yeah, it's 2.1. That's insane. 2 turnovers per game. I mean, my goodness. I'm not saying any of my teams are perfect or any team is perfect, but 2 turnovers? That's the wrong category to be leading in. So stop turning the ball over, and maybe you'll have a chance. That's 2 possessions you give away. For the Dolphins, keep executing with Tua. They average 29.6 rushing attempts per game, so the key there is have Tua do well so that the run game can open up, just like the games from earlier. And if the run game does well, that means the defense has to respect the run game. That opens up for Tua. It should be good. All right, we're going to move on to the screen so that you guys can see what we're talking about. All right, we're moving on. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. We're in class. Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Rams versus the Patriots. The Rams are 4.5-point favorites. They will be going to Foxborough. But I said we're going to start the home team, so that's what we're going to do. I don't even know if I did it in the last game. Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, and Hunter Henry if he is healthy. I like the Drake May start. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback this year. He's definitely been okay. Let's check out his stats recently. I don't know if they've been phenomenal. I don't know if they've been great. But I know he's been doing okay. Not terrible. So let's check out Drake May, shall we? All right. So he already ranks 26th in his position in this one league I'm in. So 17 points, 14 points, 3 total touchdowns. I'm sorry. 2 touchdowns, a lot of turnovers. But again, who in the world is on his team? I don't know. And also, it just so happens that the Rams are terrible in the pass game. So Drake May might be a good start. And Ramondre Stevenson, I think just starting him would be helpful as well. And then for the Rams, we have Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua. I love seeing all 3 of those guys up there. Not including Stafford this week. Okay, New England always seems to have a pretty good pass defense or rushing the quarterback defense. Pass rushing, excuse me. So I'm going to stay away from Stafford this week. But their keys to the game is Rams. They average 20.6 points per game. Now, if you paid attention last week, we talked about the magic number for the Rams is 20 points per game. Did they score 20 points last week against the Dolphins? Or I guess this week? No, they did not. They lost. They averaged 20.6. All you got to do is just get to that number, or 20 points per game, and then you're more than likely, if you're the Rams, to win the game. So just score. Just get there. Get there. All right? And then for the Patriots, you got to hold them below 20 points. They average 22 points allowed per game. So I truly think, as crazy as that is, you've got to be careful. All right? You got to be careful with the defense and make sure that you don't give up too many points too early because then that's going to give them momentum. All right, we're going to move to this. Why did I say it like that? Well, first, actually, let's check out the comments. Nick Walker, what's up, dude? How are you? I've got a dilemma at tight end. Is it worth dropping Ferguson for Henry? Thanks. Well, we're just talking about him. He is a little banged up, so I don't know if it is worth it. I would still start Jake Ferguson over Hunter Henry. Oh, man, that's a dilemma. I would say so. I would keep Ferguson, though. Will Edwards says, "Is it worth, or would it be worth starting Bowers over Kittle this week?" Yes, 100%. Considering George Kittle is not the number one tight end like Brock Bowers, yes, I would say it's okay. Okay, let's move on. Wait, no, I got to show you all the slide real quick. It's just for those that don't see it or are visual learners. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Cleveland versus New Orleans, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. This game is played in Nowlands. We won't talk about that game last week, okay? So Cleveland, they are the 1-point underdogs, which does not surprise me entirely, but a little bit. They, they're okay on the road. I got to check out the road schedule, actually. I don't know if they're amazing on the road. Let's see. What are they like on the road? Because that might be it. That might be why. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're terrible on the road. They've got 1 win on the road this year. Ooh. Okay. That's really bad. For the Saints, you're going to start Alvin Kamara. That's the only option that I can think of. No Olave. No Rashid Shaheed. Why would I start Derek Carr? No idea. And then for the Cleveland side, Nick Chubb, Cedric Tillman, and David Njoku. Isn't that crazy? I got 3 guys on the Cleveland Browns that I would start, and then 1 guy on the New Orleans Saints, and New Orleans is the favorite. It makes sense, though. So for the keys for the game for the Browns is get after Derek Carr. The Browns are 7th in the league for sacks per game. They average 3 sacks per game. It really helps when Myles Garrett's on your team, who's pretty much getting like a sack per game. So get after Derek Carr. Really disrupt that offense. Push him back. Make it 2nd and 16. Make it 3rd and 14. Make them run the ball, which leads into my next key for the Saints is you average 122.4 rushing yards per game. You have one of the best running backs in the entire league. I'm not saying that he needs to get 122 yards per game or in this game, but I'm saying Taysom Hill needs to get involved, all right? Is it Jamal Williams is still their backup? He needs to get involved. Whoever their backup running back is, they need to get involved so that there's no opportunity for Derek Carr to mess up. I'm just joking. But if you can get that number to 140, I think they beat the Browns. Do they beat the Browns, though? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, here is the list. Let's check it out. All right. I got to figure out this audio thing, man. It's kind of upsetting me. We move to the next game. Here we go. Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. Man, this is going to be a great game. Baltimore is visiting Pittsburgh. They are 3-point favorites, though, the Ravens are. This game's at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and we will start with Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson, Najee Harris, and George Pickens. Russell Wilson has become very, very stellar. I actually wanted to put up his last 3 games as a Steeler. He's been very phenomenal. If you watched our why are there so many Wilsons in the league? Golly. If you watched our most recent waiver wire video, we talked about Russell Wilson and how phenomenal he has been in his 3 games with the Pittsburgh Steelers. In those games, he's had 264, 2 touchdowns, and I think one rushing touchdown. So 3 touchdowns that game. The next game, 278, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble happens. And then against Washington, I think a respectable defense. 195, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. So not terrible. He's not running the ball at all, so don't expect any run game from him. However, it does open it up for Najee Harris to run the ball a little bit more. I think George Pickens also really likes playing with Russell Wilson. Let's check out his stats real quick before we move over to the Ravens side. I think George Pickens just wanted a quarterback to throw him the ball and put it where he wants it. Yeah, so his 3 games with Wilson, 5 catches, 111, 1 touchdown, 4 catches, 74, 5 catches, 91, and a touchdown. He didn't catch a touchdown at all with Justin Fields. Did he have some good games? Absolutely. But touchdowns, that's what wins you the game, all right? Not good games like of receiving or good yards. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. It's just the number 1 scoring team in the entire league. Just barely. They barely beat the Lions. I think they're above them by like 0.2. Number 1 scoring team. I don't know how much I have to say for each guy, but the Steelers, I think they're number 2. I put it down on my list. Oh, no, they just average 16.2 points per game allowed. So, and then the Ravens is 31.8. So, I mean, just barely less than half. Barely less than half of what the Ravens are scoring. We'll see how that goes. I mean, a good offense versus a good defense, that's what football is all about. We're going to have to see how that goes. And I'm so excited. I'm so glad the Falcons are playing at 4 and they're not playing at 1, so my butt can be on the couch watching this one. All right, we're moving on. Here we go. Very good. Yerba break. And now we move on. Let's go. All right. Minnesota versus Tennessee. Oh, boy. Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, this game is being played in Tennessee, so we will start with them. For Tennessee, I did not put the Tennessee guys down because I forgot to copy them. Well, let me just edit it right here since it's right in front of me. The spoiler is nobody. You're going to start no one for the Titans. No one at all, okay? It's just a dumpster fire over there. I don't know what to do. I can't remember. What's Brian Callahan or something like that? He's the new coach for the Titans. Poor guy. I mean, poor guy. You thought when you came in that you would have a good quarterback in Will Levis, or at least a half-decent good quarterback, a stellar running back in Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, and then D-Hop at the beginning of the year, and you're 2-7. And Will Levis gets hurt, so then you got to rely on Mason Rudolph. It's just a mess. It's a mess. I don't know what is going on. So you're going to start nobody for the Titans, okay? And then for the Minnesota Vikings, you're going to start Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson. Boy, do I love seeing T.J. Hawkinson back. For the Titans, their notes, I don't know. I still don't know. That's literally what I put is I don't even know still. Just wait for the season to be over and hopefully get a good draft pick. I truly mean that. For the Vikings, your key stat is let your defense play for you. Who is the number 1 team in the NFL for most turnovers or for most interceptions in a game? The Titans. It's like 1.2 or just 1 per game. Not a high number, but that's terrible. You're guaranteed to throw a pick every game, according to stats. You know, we don't play football on paper. Play it on the gridiron. But the gridiron is saying that you throw a pick per game. Not very good. Let's check out the chat real quick. Wayne Heron says, are wins or stats more important when deciding who to sit? Good question there, Wayne. And also, hello, Uncle Chris. I hope you're doing well. Are wins or stats more important when dealing or deciding who to sit? I would say it's more about stats and matchups. I think also the Titans. This is a terrible matchup for Minnesota. I'm not starting any Titan because they suck alone. I think that they're playing Minnesota, who is a pretty good team. If they're playing the Panthers, then I'll probably start Pollard maybe. But it's definitely more about matchups, I would say. All right, so here is y'all's presentation real quick. Very nice. This is so awkward. It feels like so awkward. I'm so used to just like talking. And now I feel like, take your notes down. I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, we're moving on. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, I really appreciate all that y'all have done for me. It's been a great journey so far. I'll break the news now. Hit Network, they're kicking me out. Nah, they're not actually kicking me out. But I have to move in January. I don't have to personally move, but I have to move from this in January. Not just because of me, but some stuff going on over here. I think they're all moving too. Don't ask me where. I don't know where. So I got to move in January. So I really appreciate if y'all can like, share, and subscribe so we can get this channel really going before that happens. It might even be before January, right? But I ask for your prayers, your thoughts, and also if you want to donate, that's fine. I got to figure out how to way to get y'all to donate. No, in all seriousness, though, the streams will still go. It also works out that it's in January, like right before the end of the season. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get this channel going. But the question of the day is, what is the first non-essential thing you would buy if you won the lottery? So other than bills, other than loans, being nice to family, friends, all that, what is the first big, like, immature object or thing that you're going to buy? Like, what is it? It could be tickets to a game. It could be anything. You know, what's the first non-essential thing, right? Tyler Sperry, what is going on? Coin says 10 watching, only 8 likes. Let's get these likes up. That's right, Coin. That's right. Let's go. Tyler Sperry says, is it okay to start 3 people in one game? A.J. Brown, Hurts, and then the kicker for Washington. I think it's fine. I hate it personally. Like, I don't think the strat's bad at all. I hate when that happens because I like to have guys saved for later. So I'm not against it. It's more about your matchups. Like, A.J. Brown should have a good game tonight. Jalen Hurts should have a good game tonight. I don't know about the Washington kicker. Kickers are always toss-ups. So it's not terrible. Chili says the first non-essential he would buy would be drugs. Drugs, that is. And then he says JK with the laughing emoji. That was funny. I like that. And then, of course, robustwhenunarmed.com. That is robustwhenunarmed.com. Use code FANTASYBLITZ with 3 Z's for 24% off your entire order. Fantasy Blitz with 3 Z's, 24% off your entire order. Much appreciated, Troy. You're the GOAT. We move. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Indianapolis Colts. They will be facing the New York Jets in New York. They are 4-point underdogs, and that makes the Jets 4-point favorites. Isn't that funny? For the Jets, you're going to start Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. I'm not starting Rodgers. A lot of people are saying you could start Rodgers this week, but I think, like I said earlier in the season, if you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers, if you have a guy like Jaden Daniels, I guarantee you've got someone on your bench. You've got to, right? Because that could not have been your first quarterback option. And if it was, you should have been tuning in earlier in the season. Sorry, I just realized I'm getting a little stuffy, like mid-show. That is unfortunate. So, again, for the Jets, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Devontae Adams. And then on the Indianapolis side, it's just Jonathan Taylor. No AR-15 this week. He is playing, but I'm not there yet. The Jets are a really good defense. And then Michael Pittman Jr. was just upgraded to active. That seems like it happens every week. But Sauce Gardner exists, and he plays for the Jets. So, no, I don't want that. Let me show you all the slides real quick. Oh, very, very nice. I'm McLovin' it. So let's look at the notes real quick for the Colts and the Jets. There's no stats in this one. The Colts, you just really hope AR-15 plays well. All right, and I like saying his name because it's quick. It's much quicker than Anthony Richardson. It's quicker. You just hope he pans out against this tough Jets defense. I really don't know if you can win this game. Of course, against the Jets, it seems like anything's possible. against them this year, but you got to be careful. And then for the Jets, just let your veteran players play and do their thing. It seems like that's their strongest suit, which is not great when you're relying on age, essentially, or experience. I mean, you want talent. That's what wins you games, all right? Let's check out the chat real quick. Where in the world? There it is. Acid Rabies says, I would buy a decked-out computer and all the games, and a couple cats, and a couple dogs, and a couple pizzas, and a couple of Uncrustables. That's great. Wayne Heron says, I would follow my favorite artist on a current tour. Man, that's awesome. That would be so sick. Who would you go see? Huh? Who would you go see? All right, we're moving on. Sunday at 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Guys, there's not a lot of 4 o'clock games this week, and I realize I got to put this down. Seattle, they will be visiting the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco, of course. 49ers are 6.5-point favorites, so we will start with them as well because they're the home team. I feel like I ain't got to ever say that anymore. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, DEEBO, and Kittle. You know the deal. All those guys are studs if they play to the degree that we all expect them to play at. You know, I don't expect every player to pop off, but I expect every week Purdy to do well because he's got Christian McCaffrey, DEEBO, and Kittle. And how about Christian McCaffrey? Great game last week. For all the touches that he had, it seemed like every single one of them he had like real meaning behind it. Like, this was not just to get some yardage. Like, he ran with some intent. He ran with the ball intent when he caught it in the air. It's just, it looks good. He looks good. I was wrong about not wanting to start him in real life, not in fantasy, because he kind of had to in fantasy. But in real life, I thought they should have waited, but I was wrong. And then DEEBO, I mean, he did pretty well too, and then George Kittle. For the Seattle side, you have K9. That's Kenneth Walker III because he's that dog. I will say that every time. And then DK Metcalf coming back from the injury. Should be exciting. They've already played earlier in this year. It was a good game. San Francisco started off really well, and then Seattle came back and made an interesting game, and then San Francisco just ran away with it. I expect a little bit of a different result, but not for the teams. I think the 49ers will probably blow them out this game. So sorry, Brandon. I hate that. I don't want to see that happen to you at all. And also, if it looks like I'm looking weird, it's because I got 2 cameras right there, and that's the one I don't want to look at. I'm looking at that one. Unreal. All right. Let me check out the stats or the keys to the game. The Seahawks is you got to stop the offense on the 49ers from moving the ball so much. The 49ers are the second highest team in yards per game. Incredible stat, considering they're like 7th or I know they're top 10. Top 10 for just scoring in general. So if you can stop their total offense, yards, that should definitely help. Of course, Eli, that makes sense. Or of course, Elijah, that makes sense. Yes, but don't give them all that space to work with, right? Because if they're just going to keep running and throwing the ball so much, you're screwed, all right? And I said it. Because they're the second highest team, and they have a bad record. Imagine if you give them more than, I think it was 400 yards per game. Jeez. I mean, that would just be so bad. And then get some first down for Seattle. They average 21.3 first downs per game. That's top 5 in the league. Just get the first. You can't win the game if you don't move the chains. That's just facts. 49ers, you got to run the ball. The Seahawks are 26th in the league for rushing yards allowed. What a perfect time for Christian McCaffrey to come back. What a perfect time, right? I mean, some things just write themselves. So here y'all go. Here's the slide. This is really upsetting me. I can't comment. I can't do anything on my phone. Just comments are turned off. But I'm the one streaming. Why can I not? I don't know. All right. Sunday at 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Atlanta Falcons going to Denver to play the Broncos. Denver, they're 2.5-point favorites. I like it. It makes sense, to be honest, as a Falcons fan. We'll start with Denver. Bo Nix and Courtland Sutton. Bo Nix has had a really... Actually, I was looking at his stats right before this stream. Let me pull those up. Sorry, my mustache is itching me. Not a big fan. So Bo Nix, he's actually top 10 fantasy quarterback as a recent. Definitely was not in the beginning of the season, but would you imagine that? A player grew. Who would have ever thunk it? So his last 3 games have been pretty good. All right, against Carolina, 284, 3 touchdowns. Let's see if any rushing. And then 1 rushing touchdown. So he had a 4 total touchdown game. Very good. No turnovers. And then against Baltimore, a much, I would say, better defense than the Panthers. 223, 1 interception. But he did catch a touchdown, so that was pretty cool. I never thought I'd see that. And then for the Kansas City game, he had 215, 2 touchdowns, and nothing on the ground. So he's definitely improved a whole lot more, especially with his weapons around him. He does not have a stellar running back to help him out. He's got okay receivers. I like Courtland Sutton, but if that's your number 1 guy, not great. So let's go to the Atlanta side. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. No Darnell Mooney. No Kirk Cousins, okay? Kirk Cousins scares me this week. Denver has a pretty good defensive team, especially against quarterbacks. So I would stay away from Kirko. And then Darnell Mooney, I'm already too nervous to start Drake London because of Patrick Surtain. But Drake London is clearly, I think, the better receiver. I may have this totally wrong. Maybe it should be Darnell Mooney over Drake London because Patrick Surtain's going to follow London more. However, I don't know. None of us know, right? But that's just my guess. I think Drake London's the more talented guy. His stats definitely say so per game. But, you know, it's a gamble. It's a gamble between London and Mooney. But Robinson and Pitts, I think, are safe starts for sure. Let's get into the keys of the game for both teams. So for the Falcons, I didn't put it down. I'll just tell y'all. For the Falcons, you got to get after Bo Nix. The pass rush has not been there all season. You got to get after Bo Nix a couple times. Make him a little nervous. Have him be a little rattled, you know. Yes. A little rattled. That'll help. But also, for the Broncos, you got to take out one of those stars in Cousins, Robinson, and London, because mainly just between Robinson and Cousins, because taking one of those away clearly means your defensive defensive side is doing well. I'm trying to put the words all together. It means your defensive side is doing well. You want to continue that by forcing the other guy to do more. So, of course, Robinson, we stop Robinson. If you're the Broncos, we stop him. Now we put the pressure on Cousins, vice versa. So those are my keys for Atlanta and Denver. Let's move. Oh, actually, I got to get y'all the presentation. I finally got the chat. Let's go. Robust One on Arm says, yo. No, just got off work. Sorry. Good to make it to the live, though. Absolutely. Anytime anybody comes in here, it's a great vibe. Coin Operator says, Lamar just got downgraded to questionable. That's great. And they just put new grass in this week in Denver. Ooh. Okay. Coin. Adam Schefter, I see you. I see you. That's interesting to think about. Is it new grass? It's got to be new, not turf. If it's new grass, if anything, I think that just helps out both sides for sure. Let's move on. 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, Kansas City will be traveling to Buffalo, and this will be probably the game of the year, to be honest. This game is going to be fantastic. Buffalo, they are 2.5-point favorites. You're going to start Josh Allen, James Cook, Dalton Kincaid. It's a little nervous because of the history, as you all know. Kansas City versus Buffalo has been definitely not the most fairest of matchups, I would say, but it's definitely been, each game has been back and forth. But Allen's been great all year. I'll go ahead and start with the key of that game. It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the key, the absolute key to this game. And I'll tell you all why. I looked at their, first off, they've won 5 straight, which is phenomenal in the NFL. But Josh Allen, in their 2 losses this year, which is 2, they've had 2 losses, which came back-to-back. This just blew my mind. Because he's not this kind of player at all. He's averaging in those 2 losses 42% completion, 155.5 yards in the air, and then half a touchdown. Not a whole touchdown, half. It's unbelievable. It's almost like it's right in front of you if you're the opposing team. Stop him. But he's so hard to stop. But it shows that if you stop him, you're looking good. You're looking good, and I think Kansas City can do that. I don't know if they will do that. So I'm a little nervous, okay? And I also just realized I didn't do my picks. So, yeah, that's tough. So we got to go back and do those. Actually, I could probably do it right in here. But for the Kansas City side, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce. No Patrick Mahomes. I feel like I'm going to regret saying that, but Buffalo has a pretty good defense against quarterbacks. But the keys for the Chiefs is just use some more of that black magic. I don't know how y'all keep winning games. It's throwing me off. A blocked field goal. Are you kidding me? A blocked field goal? I was watching it with 2 friends. Not the game, but just Red Zone. And they posted it. And I was like, are you... Like, we all had the same reaction of like, wow, a blocked field goal is what wins them the game. And it wasn't even that far. It was like 30 yards. I don't know. I don't get it either. All right, we're going to move over here. And then I'll present y'all the slides real quick. All right, I just did my picks while y'all were looking at that. All right, let's move to the Sunday night game. Sunday at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Bengals playing the Chargers, who I think they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. They're 1.5-point favorites. They are the home team. You're going to start Justin Herbert, J.K. Dobbins, Ladd McConkey, and Quentin Johnston. This core could be really good for quite some time. It just might take some time. Especially with the new coach in Harbaugh. I like the Chargers a lot. They've won 4 they've won 4 out of their last 5 against pretty respectable opponents, and they're playing at home. All right, nothing beats playing at home. Cincinnati's a tough opponent, of course, so let's go over there. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Chase Brown. Chase Brown. Oh. The keys... I'm just going to jump right into it. The keys for the Bengals is Jamar Chase. Get him the ball. Oh, but he had like a historical, and I mean historical game against the Ravens. And they still lost. Yeah, but they probably should have won. There were some penalties here and there that they missed. However, you didn't win the game. You move on. All right, it was a 1-point loss. It's a good game. Put up 34. That usually would win you a game in the NFL. However, you just so happen to be playing the number 1 scoring offense. So just get the ball to Jamar Chase as much as possible, and just let Joey B cook, okay? And then for the Chargers, their key, oh man, just keep doing what you're doing. If you're 1-4 out of your last 5, you're doing something right, okay? This is Sunday Night Football. Make a statement, all right? Make a statement. Oh, your key to the game is that? Keep playing how you're playing? Yeah, it is, okay? What are you gonna do? Very nice. Very nice. We're moving on to our last game. We'll kind of keep this one quick because it's already 5:30. Houston visiting Dallas. Houston, they are 7.5-point favorites. Likely so. It makes sense. Or rightfully so, not likely so. Rightfully so. This game's at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. We'll start with Dallas. It's just CeeDee Lamb. I like Jake Ferguson, but I think there's better tight end options out there. But not Hunter Henry. I think there's better tight end options out there. I wish we had more time for Rico Dowdle, because I think he could pan out really well. But now I don't think it's there anymore, especially with Dak being gone for the rest of the season. I probably should include that in the notes too, in the NFL news. But for Houston, C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins if he is healthy, and Tank Dell. I've seen a lot of people talk about Tank Dell not being as valuable as he should be, or as he was the last couple weeks. I don't think it changes too much. Of course, bringing in Nico Collins doesn't help Tank Dell owners. It definitely helps the Texans. But I think you should still start Tank Dell. He's the healthiest receiver on that team. Even though Nico Collins is coming back, I just stick with him. I think it'll work out. You can call me wrong. I'm fine with being wrong. I've never been not fine with that. But Tank Dell is a solid option to go with. So the keys to this game is for the the Cowboys. Man, you gotta fire Mike McCarthy. You gotta fire him. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Here's why. This is what really convinced me. They are second to last in points per game allowed. 28.8 points per game allowed. They allow at least 4 touchdowns per game. I mean, that's just crazy in the NFL. And then for your scoring offense, 19.7 points per game. That's ridiculous. You're getting outscored by 2 possessions a game. Really? Like, what's going on? And it just makes sense. You didn't go out there to get Derrick Henry in the offseason. You didn't go out there to get Saquon. You didn't go out to get anybody at running back, and now it's hurting you. Just saying, you should have seen it coming. And then the Texans just go after Cooper Rush. It's the backup quarterback. I mean, they're going to have to rely on him a lot if they want to win the game. All right, so let me just go over here and edit something real quick. All right, it was my picks, okay? I did not do too hot. I forgot to add the numbers. How many games did I get wrong? 4? So 32. We got to do the math real quick. I love math. It's fun. I love school. It's fun. 72 divided by, was that 104? All right, we went up. That's 104, right? Yeah. 69.2. All right, here we go. So my picks, I'll just show them and then I'll bring them back right out. Here you go. Improvement, right? Improvement, but we're still pretty far away from 75% pick ratio or correctness, I guess. I don't know. But we are 72 and 32. The goal is 75%. Let's do this. So for tonight, we have the Commanders going to the Eagles. Eagles are 4-point favorites. Give me the Eagles. 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 Or no, that's what do they say? That's the Jets. I'm tripping. Packers, Bears. Give me the Packers. Jaguars, Lions. Are you serious? Lions. Raiders, Dolphins. Dolphins. Rams, Patriots. Give me the Rams. Browns, Saints. Ooh. No, New Orleans. I don't like you. So, give me the Rams. I'm sorry. Just looked at the total wrong one. Give me the Browns. Sorry, golly. Ravens, Steelers. You know where I got to go. Give me the Ravens. Vikings, Titans. Give me the Vikings. Colts, Jets. Give me the... Does he do it again? Does he pick the Jets? Give me the Jets. Seahawks, 49ers. Give me the 49ers. Chiefs, Bills. Give me the Give me the Bills. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Bengals, Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Texans, Cowboys. And give me the Texans. Guys, those are the picks for the week. The goal is 75% pick ratio or, whatever it is. Wayne Harris says, let's get to 075. Yeah, that's right. Let's get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to show all y'all that I know it. I even think 69% is pretty good. I don't think that's that bad, right? All right, well, that's the end of the show. How long did we stream for? Let's check it out. Davis said I was about to crash out. Davis, I couldn't pick against him all the time at least. All right, we're not bad. We had pretty good viewership in this one. Yeah, all right, that's the end of the show. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Again, New setup will be very soon. Don't know how soon. I mean, we do this once a week, so it definitely will fly by. But y'all are the absolute best. I appreciate it so much, man. Like, if it weren't for y'all, I wouldn't even be doing this right now. It's just a really good resume builder, so cheers to that. Plus, who doesn't like talking ball, right? It's really fun. That's why I try to make it very conversational. Again, like, share, and subscribe. If you could hit that like button on the way out, I would really appreciate it. If you could share this video on your way out, I would really appreciate it. And if you could tell someone to subscribe, yeah, I would appreciate that one too. That's it for me. God bless, be kind, and peace. Oh, nope, not that one. That one. God bless, be kind, and peace. Cheers. I love you too, Brando. You're amazing.